we all need to update. Steven Spielberg is still Steven Spielberg today because he updates. Every equipment that comes on board, they want to use it for a new flick, and then he gets even more educated, knowing he's been there for years. I don't know if it's a problem now, I couldn't tell, because nothing has inspired till now us to grow even further. When I say till now, is because of the fundings we are believing would happen to us this year and to the industry as a whole.
Where is this funding coming from?
Well, our Oga. Okay, it took me like 3 seconds before I could say that. Well, His Excellency has promised, by the grace of God, to do something for the industry. And having that kind of meeting and intention for the industry couldn't have come at a better time. So the impact that would make on us as practitioners is expected to be great, especially for the industry, especially for the future. Nollywood is not what Nollywood is now, it's what Nollywood can be.
Do you have an understanding of the timeline for release of fund?
No idea. But what I do know is keep doing what you're doing till it comes. Till it comes. And we won't relent, because right now we realize it's taking us to another level. It's beyond Nigeria as a whole. In fact, most of our catchment area, so to speak, is not pretty much Nigeria as it is. It's beyond the shores of the country. So we now work more so that we can make it. The foreigners can't tell our stories. We can tell our stories the best way we can.
Now, talking about stories, one of the things that quite a few people have mentioned, and I will recall someone speaking on an international stage saying that Nigerian films focus on the things that we should actually defocus completely from. The issue of juju, the issue of somebody is, in the manner of speaking in the slang, is doing you. Why is it that we still focus on this a lot more than we do on technology? Because if you look at Hollywood, that we want to copy and to excel and go above, they seem to focus more on the things that show the society as one that is completely grown and that is doing a lot of great things.
Okay, you said so many things now. So let me just...
let's take it from the story, just the storyline. In terms of the storylines that we have,
I happen to be,
why do we pick the kind of stories we use?
2 years ago, I attended a course with a couple of my colleagues in Georgia Tech, where an issue like this came up. Exactly what you said was what one of the very well-respected film practitioners said. And I stood up and I was almost upset. This is Nigeria, this is Africa. We do have our stories. Trust me, if those things you call were not selling, they will not produce those films. We feed off from what the audience that watch these films take. Now, that's not to say that that's what we do. How many juju films I've done? None. And I've been in this industry for close to 13 years, or even more. And I've not done one juju film. Yet, at least you know me. So my point is, we can't generalize from the little we see. I agree. Way back, it used to be all about it. But at some point, people deviated. They now started doing, even at some point, it was all about love. Could this be love? Love killed me. Love is coming. Love went home. Love has come back. But now, you see, we also move with the maturity of the people. And then we found out that it keeps growing as people begin to enjoy and see the need for Nollywood to grow. Even the class we try to send it to now is no longer that very low, people who do nothing. You see people try to enjoy what Nollywood is about now. So we now give them what they want. Family stories, yes, we can never stop doing family stories. And that's where we are at right now. We're not into technology. How many cars have we made? None. So why should I be doing a film about creating cars and making my car fly? I could make a car fly, but I'll find Peter Doche to make the car fly. Do you understand? So I do a story that I can identify with. For now, Nigeria is more of a societal, family-based story. We do things that have to do with the family, and not just Nigeria, Africa as a whole. Like I told you, most of people who watch our films are not particularly in Nigeria. They're outside, and they enjoy it because we also help them, enlighten them. We open their mind.
Would you agree,
Yes.
Desmond, would you agree that when you look at the trend in the films that are produced by South Africans in South Africa, what they dwell on, they're different from what we dwell on here?
I agree. But more, I should think we should be talking more about the quality of what they do. I know what they do. Trust me, our stories are better. An African will identify more with our stories, which is, as far as I'm concerned, feed the African nation. We are 800 and something million. Why can't we feed us first? I'm not trying to be like Hollywood. I love Hollywood, but I don't want to be like them. I want to do African stories, but do them well. So Hollywood
So
sees
what's
it.
stopping us from doing them well?
It's funding. How much
Where
does
are
it
we
take?
going to find the funding?
Well, like I said, thank God our Oga has done something now.
The
It brings me back
Abuja.
to him doing something. And not I'm more excited not because it's coming from a department in his administration. It's him saying this is what I want to do for this industry. And it's not just film, it's entertainment. After acknowledging the fact that entertainment has done a whole lot into helping the youth, providing jobs, providing security for some. Many would have left the shores of this country but are still here. Many from out there are now in here, bringing what they have. You know, in no distant future, everybody will see what is happening. But then we need funding. You can never have an industry like this, especially a film industry, without money.
Well, Adewale Ayuba was here yesterday, and he said the number one problem of the film and entertainment industry is piracy. What's your thought on the issue of piracy?
I couldn't agree with him more. That's it. It's piracy. I didn't have a general understanding till I started producing films and marketing films. Then I understood. So it's also a pointer to a lot of us. It happens in Hollywood. Hollywood stars also produce films. Try and see. Then you understand why they are screaming and shouting. Piracy is the next thing that sits close to the devil. And do you know why I say that? Because it's so silent. You would never know how badly beaten it has given lots of people. It's affected every sector. Let me tell you why. A banker gives you money. You, the producer, think, okay, I'm going to make money out of this. You put your film in the market, it gets pirated, you don't make money back, the bank suffers. And the bank is on your tail. And then the government suffers because you get more sick people. And then they die quickly. People don't die. I've had a sad experience where a man in Akwa Ibom State, a sir actually, a knight, you know, got funds from his retirement, you know, great memory. The guy came down here to market his films. He died in Ojota Park. Why? Thinking. Because you take money from people, you can't do it on your own.
So what efforts are being made?
Like I said, firstly, if we can deal with piracy, people know who the pirates are, but you can't talk.
Why can't you talk?
You'll be rest in peace tomorrow.
Oh, so that
Maybe.
means that we're going to continue.
No,
like
what
this.
it means is we need a stronger hand. It's not an individual effort.
Who will need to get involved?
I'm not in the habit of wanting to call government all the time. I always have a feeling that government already has a lot in its neck.
You have a
on its
right
table.
to call government.
No, we do have a
to
right.
act,
But at
yes.
the end of the day, laws need to change concerning piracy. We need to deal with the issue of piracy.
If you were
It's
to be
killing.
sitting in front of Mr. President right this minute,
Exactly.
and he says, okay, which do you want, money or something definitive in terms of will of government to curb piracy, which one would you go for?
I'd say both.
I know you
I'd
can
say
only
both.
have
No,
one.
you see,
Desmond.
Nollywood, with what
You can
they've
only
done
have
for,
one.
with what Nollywood has done for Nigeria. I know people say, what has it done? What has it done? Bros, you need to go outside the country. Anywhere you go outside the country, they don't call what your country is. They start calling Chineke. They now start calling Oga. They now start calling, hey, Ewo, Tufiakwa. What does it mean? It means we are in their sitting rooms of every person. They see the kind of houses we have. They know we are not on trees. I don't know if you understand. The story might not be so perfect, or the quality might not be so perfect, but we've been able to send out a message. Nigeria is not a suffering nation. That's what we want people to know.